Let's wait for 2 more minutes and then start the session. Good morning. So, in the previous session, we have seen what is ACLs, what are ACLs, and how do they actually work. So, let me just share and give you a quick recap of that. So, under in the application navigator, if you type ACL, under the system security application, we find access control lists. So if you just go into that, here we'll be having the uh, all the access control lists, and in order to access that or create a new ACL, you have to make sure to elevate your role, which is security underscore admin. Right now you are admin, so whenever you elevate your role, you can actually create the access control list. So what is actually access control list? You'll be restricting the data in order based on the roles and the conditions and script. If you just see for the incident table, as we have discussed, so let's take this example, this and this for an example. If you see here, first the type is on the record, means the incident is a table. So this ACL is belonging to the incident table's record and the operation. So we have execute, create, read, write, delete, and many operations. So basically, whenever a table is created or an application is created, by default, we'll be getting 4 ACLs, which we call as CRUD, where I'll just show that. So we will be getting 4 ACLs: create, read, write or update, and delete, which we call it as CRUD operations. Okay, and if you see here under the name, you'll be selecting the, yeah, and if you see here, we'll be selecting the table name, and here it is based on the operation, so based on the access control. So let's say if the requirement is up to the table access only, then we'll be giving none. And when we'll be giving star is to the field access, means the in the table we'll be having the fields, so the field level access. And if you see here, these are another fields which we have, which is related to this table, all the fields in the table. So only to that particular field if you want to give access, then you'll be selecting the that particular field only. So this is where we have the ACLs of three types. The first type is the table level ACL, second the row level ACL, and the third one is the column level ACL. We call it as column level ACL or the field level ACL as well. So for the table level ACL, we have to give none. And the row level ACL is the, in order to access all the fields and all, we call it as the star. And the column or the field level is where we'll be specifying the particular field, suppose the active field or the description field or the short description field. So like that we'll be specifying the field. This is where the ACL come into the picture. And in order to write this ACL, you have to also specify the roles over here. If you see here, this is a access control where this particular operation is on write operation on the incident table. So it allows to write for the ITIL role, means the user who is having the ITIL role can access the incident table, whole incident table. So this is where the role, you'll be defining the role over here. And you have the security attribute condition, data condition, script condition. So security attribute condition, again you'll be having the existing and local. Existing is where you can create your own security attribute, like this particular user has the admin role or not. And you can also specify the condition, suppose the group is hardware group. This is existing. And again if you come to the local, in the local you can specify the if has admin role is true, if the impersonating is true, and if the role is this particular role. Just a minute. Yeah. Where am I? So you'll be specifying that. And coming to the data condition. Data condition is where in this particular table, if the state is closed, then all the fields should be read only, which is already happening. So like that you will be specifying the data condition over here. And the script condition is where you will be writing the script. So whenever you check this advanced check box, then you can write the script over here. So here we'll be writing the server side script, and which we'll be seeing in the further sessions. So this is all about the last session, which is on ACL. And any doubts up to this, and any queries regarding the ACLs? Yeah, unmute yourself and let me know.
So system administrator is the one or security administrator, right? So where exactly we are going to change them?
Here, you have an option called
Elevate.
elevate role.
Oh, it's not a impersonate. Okay, we should elevate it. Okay.
Elevate. Here you have the checkbox. The grant modification access to the higher security, where you can access this access control list.
So when we enable this, right? So after then, do we need to disable back them, or when we sign off, it goes?
No. You can actually disable this, and you can click on update. Then you'll be again coming to the role called admin.
Okay. So when we stick back to the security admin security role, we cannot do the ITIM roles, other security roles. We can still do that, right?
No, we can't do that.
Oh, we can't do that. Okay.
Only when you have the security underscore admin, only then you can create the access control list, you can restrict the data, you can do any changes in that particular table. Else you can't do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks. So today we'll be seeing the service catalog. So before me explaining about the service catalog, so where actually we'll be using the service catalog and how is it useful, I'll just give you an overview. So let's take an example, like if you go to a restaurant, so they'll be providing the menu for you where you can order something which is available in their restaurant. So in the same way, in ServiceNow, we have the service catalog where it shows us all the services which will be provided to the internal users. So ITSM is for the internal users where they'll be having the self service where they can go and order anything. Like suppose if a new employee is getting hired, so what he basically needs: a laptop, a mouse, software applications which are useful. So like that, in order to get them, if you see here, you have in application navigator self service. Under this, you have the service catalog. So whenever I click that, it takes me to this page. Means where you have different services, you have the services like add or remove the users, creating a new email account, and group modifications. And if I just go back, you have the software. So softwares like the if you want this particular adobe, or if you want anything, you can quickly go and order that in this particular service catalog. And coming to the hardware category, you have the laptop. So whenever a employee is being hired or onboarded into a particular company, so what basically they need, they can actually go into the service catalog and they can order. If you see here, if I click on iPad mini, if I just want this to my next purposes, so I'll choose the color, like suppose let's say pink or purple, and I want the 256 GB, and then I can order this. So whenever I order this, again it's a again the process. So basically, a service catalog is where all the services to the employees will be in a but particular table. Okay, so let me just go back. So these are the different categories, because if you want any hardware, you will be going into the hardware category and ordering that. If you want any desktops, you'll be going into this particular category and then you will be ordering. So this is the way where we'll be using the service catalog. So in order to, if you see here, we are having these many items and all. So how are we actually getting them? So we'll be creating the catalog items as well. So as a admin, we can actually create the catalog items as well. So if I go and click maintain items, so if you just see here, service catalog is an application. Under that catalog definition, you have maintain items, where in this particular table, if you see here, sc underscore cat underscore item is the table name where you will be creating the new catalog item. So let's say, let's go and see a catalog item, how it is actually being created. So before that, let me just show you how it is looking in the front end to the end users, and then how we are actually configuring it. So if you see here, we are actually talking about the Apple iPhone 6s Plus, so which comes under the hardware category. And here we are asking the employee, like is this a replacement or a broken iPhone, or and you'll be asking him it's a monthly data allowance, and you'll be asking him to choose a color, like which color he actually want, and storage, how much capacity, how much storage do he want for this particular iPhone, and then you'll be ordering. So now let's see how we are actually configuring this item. So first, in the first field, you will be providing the name of the item. So as of now, we are talking about the Apple iPhone 6s Plus. So you'll be providing that. And if you see here, the catalogs. So under catalogs, we have three types of catalogs. So if you see here, catalogs is where service catalog where you have seen the services. Let me just show.
And just to add, basically service catalog is for request fulfillment. So it's like if you see the list of things where you fulfill the request to the employees of your company. So if you see these all are the catalogs. Each catalog has list of catalog items, and each item, if you request it, so your request will be fulfilled in the form of either request or request item. Yeah, you can continue.
Yeah. So if you see here, service catalog is where this particular category, service catalog, is where you'll be providing the which comes under the category or services, hardware, or what you'll be specifying over here. So we are specifying the service catalog. So whenever you select service catalog, then the categories will be coming into the picture. Means the services, hardware, or it comes under the desktop, or in what way this particular item comes under. You'll be specifying the category. And you also have the technical catalog. So let's see what is technical catalog. So if I just go here, oh, one minute, this service catalog. So it's taking time to load. Again, if you specify the technical catalog and remove this, again the categories get changed, where this comes under the emergency changes, infrastructures, accessories, and services. Suppose if you select the catalog, according to that particular catalog, you'll have to specify the category under which category this particular item comes under. So right
These
now,
catalogs are sorry to disturb. These catalogs are I mean ServiceNow standards, or any company builds by their own standards.
Yeah, each company will have their own requirements. So based on their requirements, we have to build the catalog items. So
See,
they're not.
in categories we are seeing only three, right? But it may be more, and based upon company, they can change it, right?
yes.
Exactly, right. So I can also give you an example for that. Yeah. Please go ahead. You can ask
Yeah, you
questions.
can actually.
Yeah, go ahead. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm just trying to see is the standards or come with the ServiceNow, or we can modify them. That's it.
Yeah, you
I mean,
uh, yeah. So in ServiceNow, so you will get the basic framework for this catalog item. So which has variables, variable sets, and all those stuff. So you have to. They will give you a document of the list of what needs to be in the form of variables, variable sets, and they will give the field names where we call it as variables here in service catalog. Based on that, we have to build. And currently, there are few clients where they do automation like server build automation, where they need inputs from front end and which needs to be passed into the back end. So they will use service catalog. So once they deploy the server, Once they get the success message, they display and show that based on your inputs, we have deployed the server, and this is the username and password. You can use it. And once everything is done, so the request will get closed. So similarly, you will have its own life cycle and a process. So which will go in coming sessions with how you can build that flow and all those things. How you can attach it to the existing catalog item and all. Okay.
Uh,
Manas will continue.
and then yeah, thanks Havish. So and then you can also specify the owner is where again this goes into the sys user list, means who has created or who is the owner of this particular catalog item. You can specify that as well. And application is where we are working creating this particular catalog item in the global application, and whenever this particular active checkbox is checked, only then this particular item will be available to the end users, else it will not be available. And coming to the fulfillment automation level, so here you'll be having the unspecified, manual, and semi automated and fully automated. This will be seeing in the right now in the this particular tabs. So let me just go into the tabs, and here if you see item details, so you'll be specifying the details of this particular item, the description and short description. So where short description is where you'll be specifying the name of the item, and description in more detailed way you'll be specifying about your item. So whenever you go to a some electronic company, and then if you buy something, they'll be specifying what are the features of that particular item or that particular phone. In the same way here you'll be specifying in the description. And coming to the process engine, so process engine is where, so whenever this particular catalog item is requested, how the process is being done. So whenever you buy or you request something, so they'll be having a approval process which is being done. So in ServiceNow here we'll be having the flow, workflow, execution plan. So whenever if we don't give any flow and workflow, then the execution plan gets automated, means it takes the default execution plan. But whenever we specify a workflow, suppose let's say I have a workflow, and I'll just open this for your understanding. So whenever a user requests this particular item, then it takes the approval from the hardware group. So whenever this particular hardware group is approving, only then this particular item gets completed, means that particular item is being the request being closed and given to the user, else it's not being, it gets rejected. So this particular creation of workflow will be seeing in the next session. So how do you actually create a workflow, how you actually process this. Okay, so right now we can actually get to know what exactly it's happening. And picture is where you will be providing the picture. If you see here icon and picture, the basic difference between icon and picture is icon in the items, catalog items. If you go to the hardware, here you have an icon. If you see here, there is an icon beside the iPad mini. This is called icon and this is called picture. So there is a difference between that. So you can provide the icon and picture over here. And pricing, so for every catalog, every item, you'll be providing the price. So it might be in the dollars, it might be in the euros, or anything. You can provide that particular price over here. And recurring price, what do you mean by recurring price? So it means increasing, so every monthly. So here if you see, daily this price gets increased by 30, or weekly this particular price gets increased by $30. So at particular time you can actually increase your items value or items price. This is where recurring comes into the picture. And portal is where we have seen the interfaces. In interfaces we have seen the service portal, where the end users actually interact with the service now. So here again the portal settings are where you can hide these particular cart, add to cart, hide quantity. This will be seeing in the further session, because right now this is not much important for now. And coming to the variables, so this is where you will be creating the variables. So when I say try it, you are seeing, is this a replacement for a lost or broken iPhone? This is a variable. Again, monthly daily allowance, this is again a variable. And color, this is again a variable. So here if you just go back, you have a tab called variables, where you actually create the variables. Means you'll be providing the question. So I'll just open for you. And it's taking time to load. Yeah. So here you'll be specifying the type of the field. You have seen the type of the field in the incident form. So whenever you create a field, you'll be specifying the type. It's either it's string or it is a reference field, like that. In catalog item also, you'll be specifying the type. What type of field is that, and for which particular catalog item. And then here you'll be actually writing the question. So what is the difference between the question and name? So question is where you'll be this is the label. So in incident, while creating a field, you have label and name, right? So label is where to the front end it's being visible, and name is the back end where it is getting stored in the database. In the same way, what was the original phone number is the front end label, and then name is the back end. And again, annotation is where you can show the help box. So in this particular catalog item, let me just open. So this is our item, and try it. So if they don't know what to write, or if they don't know what actually they have to do there, then you'll be clicking show help, and you can write the text over there, and which will be showing the help text, so what they have to do actually. And type specification is where this is for the catalog item. Where is that? Yeah. So here we are specifying all the variables in one single container. So like that. And default value, if you have any default value, you can provide that. And auto populate if there is any dependent question. So depending on that particular question, you have to set the value. Then you will be specifying that. And permissions, again permissions, here if you see read roles, you are specifying the roles. Here you need not have the security underscore admin role. You can directly add the roles over here, because this is where for the catalog items, for this catalog item only this particular roles should only read this item. This particular roles should only write, means they can order. And create roles, you can actually create the roles, means they can actually have the ability to create the request. And availability is where we'll be seeing this again in the next upcoming session. So these are the variables. So whatever you show to the end user are the variables. And coming to the variable sets, which are very important. So up to this, am I clear or am I running fast? Let me know. Am I clear up to that? Because we'll be doing the lab as well, so that it will be easy to you. So let me just explain variable sets and give you a task to do, so that it will be easy. Am I clear?
So, what is the exact role of setting the permissions? So, why do we need to create permissions?
Because why do we actually restrict the data or create that is, So everyone cannot access whole data. So for each role, they'll be having the restrictions. Because if you just see in a company, someone has raised it. Yeah, Havi.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. If you speak like on a higher level, so there
Mhm.
are few catalog items. They will be only visible to middleware team, and there are few items which are only visible to HR team, like user onboarding, offboarding, and those will be visible to each and every person in the company. So for that, we'll have external roles or internal roles, and there are few catalog items that will be only available for managers who want to deploy server, as I said in the previous example. So to do
Yeah.
that, so
So, but
we'll
in the permission role, we see like read, write, and other thing, right? So it's not like yeah, create. So in the roles, it's not like view only to this group. We're not seeing the permission rule like only to this group or view only this group or write only this group. We're not seeing that.
we have that it's called user preference. So in the catalog item, if you see in the available for, so which has user criteria, so where we are going to cover in coming few minutes, which is nothing but,
Ah,
yeah, you have to create available for and set to which group it should be visible to. Based on that, you can that team can view that catalog item.
yeah, this part I got it. So the permission role. So if you go to permission tab, so if you set the permissions, so like read writes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are already a system admin. We are creating the catalog. We will have the permissions to edit or anything. So
Yeah,
in here, where we are going to, whom we are going to set the rules for, like reading, writing.
for end user.
As you explained, the availability is the groups, availability groups, which groups we will
Right.
categorize. So in here, whom will get it? Like suppose we both, you and me are the system admins.
Yes.
So
So
we both are going to control each other.
yeah. For admins, it is visible for everyone. But if you want to restrict to any other role other than admin, then you might need to give this.
Okay.
Yeah. For admin, you don't need to mention anything. By default, it will be visible to everyone. So if you want to restrict it to some specific role, then that is like field level permissions. This is catalog for all catalog item level permissions. For all catalog item, we are writing available for and user criteria, and for field level, we are writing that permission. Hope
Okay.
it is
Capital
clear.
level and P level. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is only for this particular question. If you see for this question, the
Oh,
permission. But if you see, this is the whole catalog item and available for and not available for.
oh, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So the next part is variable sets, which is another very important one. So if you just see here, let's click on edit. So let's take an existing one variable set. Let's try this. So variable sets are like a set of variables which will be having, okay, there is nothing, is not getting accessed. So let me just go. So a set of variables will be coming under the variable set, where for each catalog you need not create the same variables. You can actually use one variable set and apply that for everything. So in coming to the variable set, you have two types of variable set. So single row variable set, multi-row variable set. So single row variable set looks like this, means a variable one where it stores only single data, and variable 2 which stores again a single data. Coming to multi-row variable set, if you just see here, it's like a in a list page. If you see here, this is one row and the column. So it has the data of multi-row. In the list page of incident, if you see, you have the row column where the data is stored. In the same way, multi-row variable set is where you'll be having the rows and columns where the data is being stored. You can create either the single row variable set or multi-row variable set. So once if you create this particular variable set, you can access this in any catalog item by just clicking edit. You have an option called edit over here in the variable set. So if you click on edit, you'll be having the existing variable sets. So the variable set which you have created also will be visible over here. You can just move over here and you can save. So this is the main use of the variable sets. And catalog UI policies and client scripts, will be seeing this in the scripting sessions. And categories, so categories is where under which category this particular item is being there. And coming to the catalog, under service catalog, we here whatever we specified, it's just the same. And catalog lookup definitions, this is again the other one which we'll be seeing in the scripting. And related articles, so related articles are where you have seen the knowledge articles in the previous sessions. So where knowledge article is where you'll be creating an article. So if I say how to use this Apple iPhone 6s plus and I create an article on this, then I can add my article over here. Whenever I click edit, if I have an article where how to use Apple iPhone, how to call someone, so I'll be getting the number of that particular article, and I'll be adding that article over here. And if I add this, then the user can actually go and open that article and read like how to use this Apple iPhone, or how to, what are the steps to insert the sim. So like that, it's just the article, you can add the article over here. And related catalog items, again related catalog items to this particular item. If you have any related catalog items which are relating that, you can add over here. And assigned topics is again the this comes under the service portal, which will be seeing in the portal theory and all. So what I want you all to do is to create a catalog item under the hardware. So let's take an example of this. So I want you all to create this particular catalog item. So where this comes under the hardware, and the name is Lenovo, and this is the description and short description. And this has two variables, if you see here, optional software and the additional software requirements. So first, if you just create this catalog item, then let's discuss the steps. So yeah, you can open your instance and start creating that particular item. And then we'll discuss the next steps, how it is getting created, how the approvals are going, and all. Am I clear? Any queries?
Yeah, you can give the assignment. Yeah, task on this class.
Yeah, hi. Could you copy paste the short description?
Yeah, sure, I will do that. You can add any picture like laptop picture from the Google. For that,
We should build from the catalog builder, right?
no, you can go to the maintain items
Okay.
under the service catalog and click new in the list view.
Okay.
Yeah, if you see here in my screen, yeah, maintain items. So if you just see my screen, you have the option called new. So where you can actually create a new catalog item. So once if you create, you'll be getting an option called try it. So once if you click try it, you can actually see how it's being visible to the end user. Am I clear something?
Yeah, yeah.